you should have no problems getting it done. If you wait to the last minute, you're going to have some issues. Okay, so that was the exam. Here is the exam for those of you who are not planning on being teachers. So what you will do is you will collect gross national income purchasing power parity data from the Population Reference Bureau 2019 data sheet, which is posted along with the exam. And so you will then find 3 countries within Latin America or the Caribbean or Mexico, and then 3 countries from Russia and neighboring countries, and have 3 of them each fit within these ranges of GNI PPP per person. List the names of the countries you chose and the data here. Then you can get the population pyramid for each country by going to the CIA World Factbook. Just go to the country, scroll down to where you see population, and there's the population pyramid. You just click on it, download it as a JPEG, and then you will paste the population pyramids in the space below. So the instructions for how to get the population pyramids are right here. Now, the tricky part is you're going to have to open up a Flickr account if you don't already have one, and then upload each of those JPEG images into the Flickr account, okay? And then make sure those images are shared publicly. That's a little bit tricky, but try to be patient and get yourself through that part. That is kind of tricky. If you need help, please ask. Most of you are probably better at doing this than I am, but just try it. Also, for each country, follow these instructions to calculate the doubling time for each country. And the doubling time is the amount of time it takes each of these countries to double. And so, which is an expression of the rate of growth. And so what we usually see is that countries that are poorer, in some cases, have higher rates of growth or lower doubling times, which is critical, because if you have a country that's already poor and their population is going to double in, say, 30 years, that means in 30 short years from now, you're going to need twice as much water, twice as much food, twice as many schools, twice as many hospitals. Think about that. Think about the pressure that human population growth is putting upon resources in that country, and that country might not even have the type of finances available to develop those resources. That's what we're facing today all over this planet. That's why it's so important that we look at demographics and population growth. Okay, next you should go into the steps for setting up a public account if you don't already have one, in ArcGIS online, and then you will go and you will log in, and while you're logged in, you will go to this story map site. And so again, just follow the instructions, and when you open up your story map account, what you're going to do is you're going to pull each population pyramid in and place it at the countries that you selected. Just take your time through the process, and at some point you're going to be asked to type a caption for each of those population pyramids describing the population pyramid itself in terms of, is there a relationship between the GNI PPP per person and the age-sex diagram? So remember, if we look at life expectancy, we would expect that to be lower in poorer countries. Is that true? Is it not true? What about the total fertility rate? The total fertility rate, if you remember, is the number of children born per woman during her primary reproductive years. Also, we see that tends to be higher in lower income countries because women who don't have access to education and don't have access to healthcare and don't have access to other things tend to have more children. Is that true for your country? Uh, Look at a variety of variables within the sources that you've been given and see if you see anything that might be contributing to the population pyramid shape that you see. Is it a rapidly growing population? What factors are feeding into that? Is it a slowly growing population? What factors are feeding into that? And there are many factors that might affect that you can add into that dialog box. You should obviously include the doubling times that you found and so on and so forth. Just a 100-word caption, just briefly describing what you see in that population graph and some of the contributing factors. That's it. Country, make sure you save it, and then make sure you save make the map public, and then paste the URL here. Now, ordinarily, we would present these maps in class. So for extra credit, if you're able to get a Zoom account or if you have some other means of recording yourself that has a screen share function, just record a 15-minute demonstration of your map where you run through some of the specific points about the nation's populations and population graphs that you found. And you can get up to 25 points extra credit that will be added to your assignments grade that should boost your grade in the event that you're missing something. And then again, you will upload this entire document to the Dropbox and perhaps paste the URL for your map in the comment section of the Dropbox. Okay, so I'm going to stop my share here. So again, just to review, there are two exams, one for pre-service teachers, one for those of you who are not planning on being teachers. And so you need to get started on those right away, today. You've got until 11:30 p.m. May 1st to get them done. Throughout next week, I will be grading the assignments. I have the exams graded. I'll start to grade the quizzes. It shouldn't take that long for me to get caught up. I've already shown you where you can pretty much estimate where you are. Maybe I'll send that video out again. If you have any questions about your individual grades or where you stand going into this final week, please let me know. But in the meantime, I will be getting all those things graded up until the 1st. I don't know how long you'll have access to the eLearn page. Grades are not due until May the 8th. So that is when you'll find out what your final grades are on May the 8th. Again, strongly advise you to get started on this early. Do the best you can, put 100% into it. And then after May 1st, it's over and you can move on to either whatever you're going to do this summer, or you can take my Maymester course, Urban Geography 4850, if that's what you choose to do, and that starts on May 4th. So again, hope everyone's being safe out there. Hope your families are okay, your friends and loved ones and others in this challenging time that we're in. Hopefully we'll be back on campus in the fall. Who knows? Again, if you have any questions at all, now is the time to ask. Do not wait until next Friday. And as always, think, work, serve.